It is very important to know when the market is ranging and when the market is trending. And how do you spot a ranging or a trending market? You can't spot a ranging market on a 1 hour or on the minute time frames. You have to go to the daily or the weekly time frame to spot this. And as we already know, it is easier to make money in a trending market than you can make in a ranging market. In a ranging market, what the best you can do or the least you can do is to enter fast, take profit fast, and exit fast. So you have to be smart about it. You have to be smart about it. You can't swing in a ranging market, all right? And that's what many traders don't even know. They don't even know the current market condition. They don't know if we are ranging or if we are trending, right? They just want to enter and hold, and they get bonds, they go in profit, and the next thing they are in red. That said, let's go and practicalize this in the chart while looking for trading opportunities for next week. But before we do that, please subscribe if you are new, turn on the notification bell, like, share. Also feel free to join our Telegram channel. The login is going to be in the description below. Now, as usual, I start my analysis on the dollar index, starting from the higher time frame, which is the monthly time frame. And last month we had a bearish close right here. All right. So are we going to push down? Well, we can't say for sure. And if we do push down, where is the next level of target where we'll be looking for price to continue bullish? We have two zones, which is going to be here or the trend line. All right, so those are the two zones that I'm going to be looking at if the monthly price of dollar index choose to keep falling. Then let's see how we close for last week. In last week's video, I pinpointed this area where price is printing more of red candles than green candles, right? And our trade calls for last week started playing out on Friday. Price is moving sideways. If you look at price between here and here, you will see there is no clear trend between here and here. And remember, this is the weekly time frame where it took 1 week for each candle to form. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of market not giving a clear direction. All right. Then last week we traded up, but on Friday price pushed from the top to the bottom here. All right, now let's go to the daily time frame. Let's see more recent price action. Now you can see that we are stuck in a range. So this is the US dollar, which measures the strength or the weakness of the US dollar, right? So you can see that we're stuck in a range. Price is pretty much moving sideways. All right, for last week I was expecting price to take out this low here, leaving us with a double top, but instead we bounced off that level. And last Friday, the last trading day of last week, we closed with a very huge bearish engulfing candlestick, right? Taking out how many days of price action, or almost taking out 3 days of price action, the last 3 days of price action. So this is a huge bearish move, which I'll expect price to keep pushing first of all to this support level. And if we do take out this support level, then we can start looking at the third touch of this trend line to either bounce off or break below. All right, now let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, actually price has broken below this trend line with this huge momentum to the downside. As you can see, you can spot the big bearish candlesticks, which signifies huge selling pressure in the market. Let's go to the 1-hour time frame. You can see how we've taken out this trend line that has been tested multiple times before. We've taken it out, we've retested it. So for next week, I'll expect the US dollar to keep losing steam. All right, which means I expect price to keep falling. First of all, these are minor level we should look at. Okay, let me just map it out nicely so that you see them. You want to look at this level, then if we take out this level, we are coming to this level. So which means dollar against other pairs, that means the dollar is going to be weak against other currency pairs. All right, that is what this means. If it keeps falling, the dollar is going to be weak against other currency pairs or against other currencies. So now that we're experiencing temporal weakness of the US dollar. Let's go to the other pairs to look for trading opportunities, starting with the Euro USD. For the Euro USD, let's start with the monthly time frame. This particular zone has been tested multiple times. I marked this from last week's video. Alright, and as you can see, price is reacting to that level. We closed last month with a bearish candlestick, and this month looks like it's following in the same footsteps. If you look at this green candlestick, let's go to the weekly time frame. Let's see how we closed for last week. So for last week, just like I mentioned in last week's video, that we are beginning to have more of green candles than what red candles from this key level. All right, so it makes it an important zone to watch. All right, so last week we also closed with what bullish candle. You can see we closed with a green candle. Let's go to the daily. On the daily, last week we broke above this long time trend line, right, and we got a huge drop back into that zone. For me, I even actually thought that we're going to keep falling. All right, maybe price was not ready to push up and this was one big manipulation. But on Friday we saw this impulsive move out of the third touch of this trend line, taking out 1, 2, 3, 4 days of price action, which means 1, 2, 3, 4 from Monday to Thursday. Just Friday's candlestick took all of them, eclipsed all of them. All right, so that shows serious bullish pressure. However, we have this obstacle right here to deal with because price has tested here before, though we broke above here, but now we are back testing that zone. So we have to take out this zone for price to keep pushing higher. So this zone you see here is plotted on the 4-hour time frame, but this is from the daily time frame. All right, so I'll be expecting price for next week. I'll be expecting price to give us something like a retest like this. All right, like this. So for next week, I'll be expecting a rejection of this zone down to this zone. All right, because price for whatever reason pushed down from here previously. All right, and this was parity. This was when $1 was equal to €1. So I'll be expecting price to give us a reaction when we get back there. Let me just map it out nicely so that you can see. Alright, so I'll be expecting a pullback into this zone before price rallies back up at least into this zone that has been tested before. These points that pushed price all the way to the downside here. So I'll be expecting price to rally back up there. And why do I think we're going to continue bullish? If you look at these candlesticks, they are huge compared to the bearish candlesticks that gave us these pullbacks. Okay, if you look from here, we pushed all the way to the upside, so you can spot these huge candlesticks while we have smaller red candlesticks, right? And when price was pushing lower from this zone to this zone, you can spot large red candlesticks and smaller bullish candlesticks. So this is how you know if you are in an impulsive move to a specific direction. All right, so compare the current candlesticks to the previous candlesticks. So here you can see large green candlesticks to the upside. So this shows impulsive move to the upside. All right, so my overall target for the Euro USD is at least the top of this trend line, since we've tested it twice before and we rejected the third touch here. So I'll be expecting price to come into that trend line. However, you want to see what will happen when price comes back to parity. The definition of parity will be on your screen here, so you can check it out. All right, as you can see, $1 equal to what, €1 around this zone. So you want to see what price is going to do there. Let's go to GBPUSD. On GBPUSD, closed last week with a bearish momentum. All right, price has bounced off here before, so price came back into that zone and is reacting to that zone. Are we going to keep pushing lower or higher? We can't say, but we need to think in probabilities as traders. All right, what I know is price is creating higher lows. As you can see here, this is a low, this is a higher low, this is a higher low, and this zone is also creating a higher low, right? And this high was taken, this zone took out this previous level here, creating a higher high, right? So this looks like a bullish move if you ask me. So what do I do now? I'll be looking for two possibilities on GBP USD. It's either we reject this trend line, maybe after the break below, we are retesting the trend line, or I'm going to wait for price to take out this trend line, then I'll start looking for buying opportunities. So number one is either I'll take out this trend line before I start looking for buying opportunities, or two, we may come into this zone like this, testing this trend line, then pushing back downwards. All right, so those are the two possibilities. This one, then a break above this trend line as 2, like this, break above, then a retest, right? It's my second. That's my second bias. All right, so let's see how that goes. Then let's go to USDCAD. Towards the ending of last week, I called this trade short here. All right, and as you can see, we're already moving how many pips? And right now we're already moving 40 pips to the downside. All right, so before price does anything, this is a head and shoulders, by the way, and it signifies a what? Bearish move. So what I'll be expecting as our overall target is this area. All right, price rejected this area before. We didn't know what was happening. Rejected here, of course, we didn't know what was happening, but price reacted significantly from this zone. So it makes this trend line an interesting zone. So two things is going to happen. It's either when we come to the trend line, we are going to bounce off and continue bullish, or we are going to break below and keep pushing to the downside. But first of all, I want price to come into this level. What price does next, I'm going to be updating that in the group. So you want to join the Telegram channel so that you don't miss out. All right, let's check AUDUSD. AUDUSD, last week I called this trade to come into this zone, but for the most part of last week, price was actually pushing down, and it was not until Friday before price looked like our trade call for last week. However, I'll be expecting price to come into this zone, then breaking above to continue what? Upward. But first of all, I would like to see what price does here. All right, at this point we can't enter this trade between here and here because it's going to be a bad risk to reward ratio. Because if we enter this trade, we have to put our stop loss below here, then our profit target, initial profit target here. And if you ask me, that's a very, very bad risk to reward ratio. So let's allow price take out this zone here. If price takes out this zone, we can start looking for buying opportunities to continue to the what? Upside. All right, but for now, two possibilities: we can either reject from here, then we'll look for some kind of selling pattern to do or sell, or if we break above, we'll buy to this zone. All right, in forex trading, you need to think in probabilities. Then for USDCHF, I'll be expecting price to, I would like to see what price does here. All right, because remember, this price has used this trend line twice before, so we'll either bounce off. But why I fancy, or why I think price is going to break below, is we failed to create a new higher high here. As you can see, we failed to create a new higher high. As a matter of fact, we created equal lows. And check out the impulsive move to the downside. And using the dollar index as guide, I'll be expecting price to do a break below this trend line and keep pushing to at least this level first. Let me map it out. So let me map it out nicely so that you can see for yourself. We'll come to this zone first. Then if we do take out this zone, then we can start looking for opportunities to keep pushing price lower. All right, at least to this zone here. I know some of you might be wondering, now since price has broken below the trend line, it's supposed to keep pushing down. You can't think like that, guys. The essence of this zone is, yes, I might, if after the break, I would like to swing to the downside here. But what I like to do, why I map these zones out, is because in my trading plan, I want to close some of my profits around here and wait for us to break below here. All right, when we break below here, I will add a new and fresh entry from that zone and trade all the way to this zone. So in addition to the other half that is still floating, you see I'm maximizing profit while I am reducing my risk, right? So that is how to do it. Even when you are swinging, it doesn't necessarily mean you need to hold the bulk of your trade all the way down to your take profit. No, along the line, know where you should close parts of your profit, so that even if price decides to twist and turn from that level and stops you out at break even, because when you close significant amount of your trade, maybe 50% or 70%, whatever amount you decide to close, always try to move your stop loss to your entry point, all right, so that you know that you are trading risk free. And if the market decides to turn from that particular place where you closed half of your profit, you know that, okay, at least you've secured something and you are risk free on that trade. So even if price comes to your entry and stops you out, you know you didn't lose something, you actually went home with something. For NZD USD, price is at the zone I was looking at for last week. All right, in last week's video, I called this trade to this level, and I said if price takes out this level, this zone is going to be our next level. You can go and watch last week's video for our targets. However, price manipulated for most of last week, all right, because I plot this support line here and price was around here, but price pushed up, came back down before pushing back up. All right, so let's see what price does here. Price will either do two things. I'll be expecting price to break above here, right, and continue into this trend line, or price can decide to do or come back into this trend line before pushing higher or even breaking lower. However, as usual, I'm going to be dropping updates in the Telegram channel, so join if you don't want to miss out on this update should anything change. All right, so I'll be, before I go, let me look at gold. Let's look at gold. Gold is doing something interesting at the moment. You can spot this massive bullish move to the upside. But let's go to the monthly time frame and see what is happening on the monthly time frame. So on the monthly time frame, we have a double top formation that is forming, and we have a neckline that has been broken. However, we are seeing bullish momentum to the upside on gold. Let's go to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we are pretty much still moving sideways, if you ask me. I mean, look at this candlestick to this candlestick. There's no clear direction between this zone to this zone. All right, price is pretty much moving sideways, giving us red, green, green, red, green, red, green. So we are moving sideways. We are selling this week and buying the next week, selling this week and buying the next week. So there's still some sort of indecision in the market. Let's go to the daily time frame. However, the daily time frame has broken above a long-term channel, right? But it has not clearly broken above that channel. All right, but now we are spotting something like a triple bottom. All right, we are spotting something like a triple bottom. There's a rejection here, there's a rejection here, and there's a massive rejection here. All right, however, for the daily time frame, I'll be expecting price to clearly take out this level. All right, remember market structure, right? I'll be waiting for price to clearly take out this level for me to know that we are in a full-fledged buy, at least to this zone here. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. It's obvious that we are trading above the trend line. All right, so how do we look for trading opportunities? Let me pull this here, and I'm just going to clone this and bring it here. All right, so I'm just going to, why did I put this here? Because price rejected here significantly before to the downside here. All right, between this zone and this level, we've been trading below here. All right, and why did I mark here? This zone pushed price lower to this level, and this zone actually kickstarted the price trading below this level. So now that we've broken above the trend line and above this level, all right, I would like to see price give us some kind of a retest. All right, a retest like this. So if we're going to keep pushing higher before we start pushing higher, or I would like to see price break above this level, then give us a retest before pushing higher to at least if we keep pushing higher, where is going to be our next level target? Our next level target is going to be here. Why? Because this zone also pushed price down. All right, remember, prices moves from zone to zone. So if we take out these two zones here, all right, and we start trading above here, then our next level of target should be here. All right, so we'll have to wait for next week to see how that play out. But just know something for sure, that after this impulsive move, price needs to stop and do what? Trace. All right, is it going to stop here and retrace, or until we take out this zone before it starts retracing for us to keep pushing price higher? I can't say for now. But however, yes, after gold is showing us signs of bullish momentum, I will want to be careful with gold, all right, because we've been bearish for a long time. So for price to just twist and turn into a bullish, this thing can be very tricky. Price is not just going to hand us free money, so I want us to be careful with that. All right, so with this, I'm going to stop my analysis here. The remaining analysis on indices and other currency pairs, I'm going to be dropping on the Telegram channel. Okay, so once again, the link is going to be down below. And with this, we've come to an end of this video. Kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification icon, like, share this video, comment if you have any comments on this video. So I wish you guys a successful trading week, and bye.